Buenas tardes. I hope you're still awake. I know it was a lot to digest. I mean, today we saw a lot of use cases, some of them complex, some of them more easy. But we tried to bring you actually an agenda together which showed a little bit the broadness of use cases and companies building in our ecosystem. So I'm going to speak a little bit what's next. But before we go into the future, let's recap the last 3 editions of Travel Unchained. Who was here? Please raise your hand in 2022. A few hands, half of the room, good. What did we show there? PowerPoint. We didn't have anything. It was the vision by Ralph showing us, okay, how Web3 could impact travel. Who was here last year? Okay, more people, good. So last year we mainly talked about technology, right? So basically telling you, hey, this is are the use cases possible with this technology, and Ralph introduced us to the Camino Messenger by making an analogy saying, making connections in travel should be as easy as writing a WhatsApp. We should standardize that. We heard it several times today. One of the biggest pain points in travel is we don't have standards. We have the IATA code, wonderful. But every API is different, leading to a lot of costs and a lot of friction as well in our industry. So some of you remember maybe this presentation screen. I showed it as well last year, which basically was like saying, this is possible to build. And I'm very happy that today the builders, which was the main focus of today's session, basically covered half of the screen. So we talked about payment, accepting crypto, doing settlement over the blockchain. We talked about loyalty. We talked about wallets, digital collectibles, NFTs, and many other things like insurance and so on. This is only the tip of the iceberg we showed you today because we had to do a selection of some use cases, and there are many other companies here present who have already built something. We have the colleagues from 3LC, for instance, doing airport operations using the blockchain for timestamps. We have Carbon Mark in the back using the blockchain for sustainability purposes, basically bringing transparency into an area which is super important for our industry, sustainability, but let's face it, in a lot of areas we do a lot of greenwashing because there's no transparency behind that. So there are many, many things that can be done, and as of today, I'm happy to announce as well that those use cases you saw today about the Camino Messenger is actually now live already. So the Camino Messenger has been deployed. You have heard a lot of things about Camino Messenger from Invia, from Afra, from other companies like Lufthansa today that are connected already to the Camino Messenger. And for those of you who don't know what the Camino Messenger is or have heard the first time, the Camino Messenger is a decentralized communication protocol running on top of the blockchain. So we still are decentralized. We use wallet-to-wallet encryption. So instead of business accounts or phone numbers communicating with each other, every company in the network has a business wallet. And you heard it from ESO Travel as well and Lufthansa, getting connected from your supplier, if you're in DMC, an airline, a hotel chain, whatever, to the Camino Messenger network takes only little effort. 2 days was Ramiz. Ramiz never worked on a flight API before, and he was able to connect Swiss or Lufthansa's API, which powers actually the booking front end of Lufthansa Group, to the Camino Messenger. What we do, and that's mainly Sam's job, is standardize all the requests. So the idea is connect once and get access to as many content suppliers to that. The beauty of blockchain technology is also blockchain is agnostic. So today we heard about products, we heard about excursions, flights, accommodations, but we can connect any kind of touristic relevant services and information to that. A3M is working on entry requirements, visa informations, weather data. So whatever is actually technically accessible through an API and relevant for the travel industry can be easily connected to that. So the first step, if you want to get connected on the messenger, the only thing you need to do is to connect your API to that system. What we do as well with the help of our partners like Hanair, Invia, and others is to standardize those requests. So here, please, if you have a specific product like eSIMs, carbon offsetting or whatever, talk to us. We love to standardize that and make it accessible in things because this network belongs to you. There's no central entity behind that, just running the system, defining how it should be. We work together in conjunction and define that together. We heard a lot about the commercial benefits today. I'm happy to take any challenge of those figures. So you heard today from certain companies who said, hey, running customer journeys on Web3 can actually boost by 30, 40% on average. Depending on your distribution channel, you can really, really make a big difference using not only the connectivity and low transaction fees, but also doing the payment, another 3 to 5% gains on the chain directly. And what we didn't hear about is one of the big benefits as well from these technologies. You can even monetize on search requests and set your own booking fees. So ideally, as a company, distributing through the Camino Messenger, you fine-tune your costs and settings in a way that distribution comes for free. And this is especially interesting for those companies in the room that suffer from high look-to-book ratio. I mean, when we started working on the Messenger, I was honestly a little bit astonished about how many search requests certain companies of you handle to get one booking. I mean, those are figures, it's 5-digit figures, 80,000 requests to get one booking out of that. What does that mean? A lot of waste, and a lot of energy consumption, and a lot of server capacity and costs, which usually are not taken into account as well. So you can start monetizing that as well by actually defining who is going to pay which fee, and also be participant on the network itself by running an own server. So this is definitely truly innovation. Now, after you can connect your API, be it on the supply side or on the distribution side, the only thing you need to do is to set up your profile. We have the Camino partner section, which is part of our suite, and you can log in with your wallet into the suite and start filling out your company profile and configure it. What do I mean by that? Last year, we made the connection or the analogy to WhatsApp. This is like Tinder, let's put it like that. I know nobody here uses Tinder, and that's why let me quickly guide you what Tinder is. Tinder is a matchmaking tool, right? So you go on that platform, you set up a profile about yourself, you present yourself in your best looking ways, pictures, you say what you're looking for. I'm a distributor, I'm looking for accommodations, I'm looking for transfers, I'm looking for whatever, right? You configure that, you prepare your wallet because you will have to buy a dinner or something like that, and you start swiping and connecting. How does that look like? So in the Camino partner section, after logging in, you will see those companies who are already on the network as a messenger partner with a specific badge and what they offer. So here you see accommodation services from Afra Tours, you see transfers, and so on. What kind of message types are they supporting? And with a simple click, you can actually match. Now, Gianni is my love. The idea is getting connected on the messenger should be as easy as swiping right. Now, most of our in-house systems do not yet connect directly. But if your in-house system actually supports this by saying, hey, I'm connecting to anybody and my in-house system is able to take that, I don't need to set up a company code, VAT code, and so on, then you are connected with one click, else you will get a notification into your system. Now, we know as well that some parties as today have already started integrating the messenger, and we're definitely working on additional message types, and we look forward to many of those companies finding partners on the other hand side, because the Camino Messenger currently is a little bit of an egg and chicken problem, right? It's an empty marketplace. We saw the commercial benefits, but those companies on the distribution side and also on the supply side are already connected, and they're looking for partners. So please talk to them after this. And to incentivize everybody in the room who has an API, the Camino Network Foundation also launches a new incentive program by incentivizing every company that connects his API by end of the year, this year, with 20,000 Caminos. And of course, those companies who were the trailblazer will receive this as well. So thank you very much for people like MTS, Invia, Lufthansa, ISO, IT Square A3M, IT Compass, and Afra for helping us develop the Camino Messenger and also getting valuable insights about how it goes next. Good, what's next? We have a full roadmap. I only brought here a little bit of a high-level view. As we heard today, Messenger is live. We have yesterday announced that we have now, as a Camino blockchain, been fully integrated with Fireblocks. For those of you who don't know Fireblocks, Fireblocks is a custody solution which is interconnected with more than 2,000 liquidity partners and a lot of exchanges as well. So what we are going to use this Fireblocks integration for our listing. So in Q4, till end of the year, the Camino token will be listed on an exchange. Yesin is definitely the man to talk to about how that has happened, and we are supported there as well by our colleagues from Outlier Venture, who are here as well, Matt and Maria. There you go. So Outlier Venture is big Web3 investors, and they are helping us with the go-to-market strategy, helping making health tech, and basically helping us with finding the right partner to list the token. But the aim is, by end of the year, the token will be listed on a central exchange. What we are also working on, and something we promised as well from start, is Camino should become a fully decentralized system, governed by the validators. Now, we have more than 100 validators. Tommy presented the figure of 105 validators this morning. 60% of them are already online. Little reminder for those not running a validator yet, please run your validator. You're missing out on not only on the voting, but also on the fees you're getting per transaction. And the nice thing is, a year back, we had roughly 10,000 transactions on the network at this stage when we presented Travel Unseen. Now we have more than 250,000 transactions on-chain, live transactions. That's not token trading, that's not NFTs that are being traded. Those are real-life booking and real-life interactions. By end of the year, we expect 1 million transactions at least, and this figure will go up and up and up, the more use cases then go live. Something you heard as well today is the importance of stablecoin. So we will definitely also, not only SH Finance will launch a stablecoin, but other stablecoins are being actually brought on chain. We have already built a Polygon bridge as well, which will be activated as well the moment we go live on an exchange. So lots to come. Also, we are working on more transparency, making Camino more accessible, more easy to use, more understandable. One of the products which is already in development is what we call the Camino name service, which basically makes a wallet address, which is very cryptic, into a human-readable format. So you can have your own pablo.com or tui.com, mts.com, whatever, like in the old days of the internet, when instead of IP addresses, you had a clear name you can register and store that as well. Now, are we done? Actually, 2021, when we founded the company, we had this vision of building a decentralized backbone for the travel industry, bringing together industry players, run and operated by the industry itself. So by end of this year, we will not only have the blockchain, which is up and running since last year, decentralized. We have 105 validators. That's, by the way, more validators than Polygon has. We are today more decentralized than many blockchains out there. We have built the Camino Messenger. It will be further developed, of course, with new use cases, new partnerships, new message types, but it's also a decentralized messaging application built on top of Camino. We will introduce the voting, meaning the Camino Foundation will have a moderation role, but they will not call the shots. The validators are the one voting through an on-chain voting, and thanks to blockchain technology, some of these votes will get executed automatically, like, for instance, adoption of the booking fee, right? So we have decentralized infrastructure, we have decentralized the booking part, and we have decentralized the governance. By end of this year, when we list the token, we will also having decentralized the pricing of the Camino token, because then it's on the market, and it will follow the same rules of demand and supply like any other digital asset out there. So, are we done? We have another idea. So let me quickly roll a little video to see what's coming next.
Have you ever counted the number of mobile applications on your phone you usually use when traveling? The numbers have been growing steadily, but this situation is about to change with new technologies such as digital identity, digital wallets, and digital currencies. But if you really want to know how the internet is evolving and what the future of travel technologies will look like, let's take a look at China's WeChat, the super app that has over 1.35 billion monthly active users. How does WeChat work? It is a multifunctional commerce and social media platform that basically does everything for you. It is your messenger, Instagram, PayPal, UPS, Amazon, and Tinder, and many more functions we don't even have an app for. When traveling, WeChat is your Uber, Kayak, Get Your Guide, TripAdvisor, or Skyscanner. The list of services goes on basically forever, but it's not the variety of things you can do on WeChat that makes it so powerful. It's the fact that they're all in one app. Now, imagine having the power to connect to the entire travel industry on such a super app. where bookings, payments, and loyalty rewards are all seamlessly automated. With Camino, we are making this a reality. The first step was to build and launch the Layer 1 blockchain, tailored specifically for travel. This is a solid foundation, the backbone for what came next, the connectivity provided by the Camino Messenger, which connects all companies on a decentralized agnostic layer for seamless distribution and sourcing. Next, we are building on top of that infrastructure and connectivity, a super app designed specifically for travel companies. It will allow any company in the Camino ecosystem to easily connect and integrate services directly through their apps. Let's call this super app Travel.
So why travel? I mean, if our thesis is right, and you heard it today, wallets are coming, digital payments are coming, digital IDs are coming, this means every travel company in here, in this room, will need to rebuild, mostly from scratch on, their own application and front ends. Similar to what the pain we try to solve is the Camino Network and the Messenger is actually why everybody needs to reinvent the wheel. Why do we need to invest millions and millions, again, every single company? Why can we not just use an ecosystem app which allows us not only certain basic features like you see here, but also to connect front-end-wise to whatever is being built. So if I'm an airline and I want to connect to the DMC offering transfers, one click, and I can connect this program. If I am a distributor, I can actually also, again, using the same technology stack, be present in any other app as well. So this is a B2B2C app. We call it the Swiss Army knife or super app for a lack of better words. And it's similar to WeChat, as we heard. Think ecosystem, we heard it today. Think Web3. And with this technology, we, for the first time as a travel industry, have actually a shot at building something together. Because so far, the travel industry has been very, very fragmented. Why is there no super app in the West? There are several super apps in Asia, which are actually being used on a daily basis, as we heard it. So nobody's losing that. No more 70,000 different kind of travel apps. This could be one solution going forward. It works with mini apps. Those of you who have an app, and most of you guys have one, check how much your app development costs. Most of you have two apps, one of Android, one in iOS as well. And these apps need constant updates as well. So what we are trying to build as a next step on top of the Camino is this kind of framework which is composable and allows you to use as a framework and connect not only your own services, but any kind of partner services, leveraging all the layers within the app itself. So this is in concept phase, and for me important, what are the key takeaways you should take away from today? Camino blockchain is the backbone, it's the infrastructure, it's the Android, it's the iOS, it's the Linux, call it as you want. But this can be used for many different use cases as we saw today. The business ecosystem of the Camino Network is growing, and invite you as well, whoever knows travel companies who are not in the network, get them to talk to us, get them connected. Because the more powerful it becomes, the more interesting it will be for everybody of you as well. The Camino Messenger, that's your WhatsApp, that's your Tinder, your Grindr, whatever you are into, just to connect easily to other companies. And now, as we have the topic that more and more D-apps are being built, we asked ourselves, how are we going to display that? Are we going to build a boring D-app store like Google and Android has? Or are we going to try to help you as a travel companies to not to having invest thousands and thousands of dollars into development of an app because of what's coming? So that's travel, our Swiss Army knife.